Good evening, everyone. I wanted to go through my predictions for the next 10 years in education, and I have a lot to get through. My first attempt was 9 minutes, so let's see if we get this down. I want to cover where we are, next go to where I think we're headed in specifically the next 10 years, and what is the evidence. So let's take a look at where we are. As a tech coach, I've been a tech coach for 2 years and a teacher in the classroom. I split my time roughly 80% in the classroom, 20% tech coaching. Um, that the SAMR model and TPACK models are incredible resources for teachers as they start to incorporate technology into their classroom. Briefly, the SAMR model is looking at whether or not the tool is being used in a substitutive manner, an augmentative manner, a modifying manner, or in a kind of re-envisioning or redefining manner. And TPACK essentially looks for the intersection of your content knowledge, technology knowledge, and uh, pedagogical knowledge to create this sweet spot of technological incorporation and using the tools as effectively as possible in the immediate kind of present right now, 2017. I think this is where these are models that teachers shoot for rather than where they should be, because many of them are new, having new technologies in their classroom. I think that's key for current educational climates. 21st century skills is a big one, and this is something that many of us have been covering, focusing particularly on innovation, creativity, and collaboration in the classroom. We are now getting more technology in the classroom on a wider scale, on a broader scale. Many schools are one-to-one or going one-to-one, and I think that is our definite current trajectory when it comes to technology and education. Now, this schools in the cloud is a concept from Sugata Mitra that I've heard in a wonderful TED talk that he gave. However, I'm using it primarily in like classrooms in the cloud. So currently, a lot of physical classrooms are using more cloud-based technologies such as Google Drive, Google Classroom, Schoology, Akindi, all sorts of awesome softwares out there. But we're starting to migrate in the physical classroom to a more cloud-based classroom. And so where I think we're headed is, do we need that physical classroom any longer? So one of the main components of a feature piece of research that I did that I'm going to share with you on the next slide is this idea of increased online education, or the decrease of face-to-face education. So do we need to maintain the costs and facilities and the distance of an actual physical interaction, or is that not pedagogically necessary? So we get to have this, do we lose any pedagogical strength when we use more online education? This is a personal prediction. I think that with the future, we are going to be seeing more VR or virtual reality in the classroom. I haven't been able to find any research on this particular concept yet, but I know that I've filled out a grant and been awarded money for Google Cardboard. But there are many more higher level technologies such as Oculus Rift or the Samsung Gears or any of the other emerging technologies that aren't even at the consumer level yet, where our students can go places, manipulate things, and learn in a physical way, but in a virtual environment. It's the future, in my opinion. Even though collaboration is something that's probably been a part of education forever, I think it's more important now than ever that collaboration be used meaningful in the classroom. As a teacher, I find it's a great challenge to incorporate it. So I think that as we move 10 years in the future, using it more effectively in the classroom, collaboration, that is key, a huge goal. And then creativity, having students take more risk and basically look for opportunities and be required to innovate and be creative. So the evidence, one of my sources is the Pharmacon of Educational Technology. Some of the highlights are given here. The too long didn't read TLDR of the entire article is essentially that technology has a dual nature, but whether or not it must or is necessarily a bad thing to the pedagogy behind education and what education truly is what it really kind of covers. It's a dense article that I plan on rereading many times as I move through the program. The third revolution covers this really important concept of high stakes testing, tools for consumption versus tools for creation. So um, there's much more I could say about these things, but I hope that within that 5 minutes you're able to see kind of my ideas about the future of technology and education. And last but not least, a listing of my sources if you'd care to check out those two articles that I specifically referenced. And I did use some TPAC research before I presented here. So thank you and have a lovely future.